Trey Colflesh is a 25-year-old Norwalk resident recovering from COVID-19. In the following interview with Norwalk Ohio News, Trey shares his experience.
Well, it started like a week before. It was exactly a week before I went into the hospital the second time. I went in the first time because I was feeling like just, all like out of energy. I had headache and chest was hurting and kept sweating and soaking the bed and stuff. And then and I was at work one night and they took my fever and it was like 103. And I was like, okay. So I called the hospital and they're like, well, just, stay home and stuff. So, and then a couple days went by and I was like, okay, I'm going to the hospital. This is the first time I went to the hospital. I get there, had me there for a little bit. They put me in the isolation room and they're like, well, you don't have enough symptoms to do a COVID test right now. So you probably just got a upper respiratory infection. And they sent me home. And throughout that week, it was getting worse and worse. Finally, the day before I went, what was it, 22nd? I can't remember what day I was admitted. What's on that paper? But, the day I got admitted, I looked at my fiance and I was like, I can't breathe, and my face was starting to turn blue. So we hurried up and get there, and I barely made it in there. So we get in there, my fever was 104. They take me back, start doing all my vitals and stuff. They took me back immediately. So they started doing tests, and the doctor comes in, and he's like, all right, we're going to do a CT with contrast. So they took me and did that, and then literally they got me back in the room, and 2 minutes later, the doctor comes in, they came in quick, and they're like, all right, so you got double pneumonia. We're waiting on the other test. They're like, you are going to be staying at the hospital. We need to get you on oxygen immediately. And they're like, we're going to do a COVID test. So they did the COVID test. And with the hours, they had me upstairs in just one of the regular rooms. And, that day was kind of iffy because they started putting me on all this medicine and stuff. And I started, and just then the pulmonary expert, she came in, and she's like, I'm sorry to tell you, she's like, but we're going to have to intubate you, and put you on a ventilator, and put you in a coma. She's like, it's not looking good, and she's like, we're hoping for the best, but it does not look good. She's like, you might want to call your family and talk to them before this. So I called my mom. They let me talk to her for a few minutes, and it's kind of hard because they had me on that high flow oxygen at this point. It's where it's forces the oxygen into you. But as I was talking on the phone, they were bringing in all this equipment and stuff to put me on a ventilator, and it was scary. I thought I was going to die because the one nurse asked me something about a DNR, and I was like, I don't even know what that is. And he's like, well, just think about it. And that was the last I remember of that day. And then I remember waking up. The nurses were, I was so out of it, but I remember bits and pieces of them talking to me, and then they untied me and let me have my hands free and stuff. And then I guess the one nurse walked away for a minute, and I ripped my tube out of my throat, which was kind of scary. But I didn't do any damage, so I was lucky. And then it was just every day they were trying to make me do new stuff, and I couldn't walk at first because of all the medicines they had me on. They had me on I don't know, there was 7 different medicines I was on. But yeah, I woke up and they told me that, okay, you have COVID, your body was septic, you had double pneumonia, these next few days we're going to see how you're going to do. Because if you can't keep breathing on your own, we're going to have to put you back on the ventilator. So at that point, I was like, okay, I got to fight. I don't want to be back in that. I was literally doing everything. I was trying to take deep breaths. It was hurting so bad. I was just trying to fight through it. They were asking me everything. They're like, have you been around anybody? I was like, no. I literally went to work every day and came home. still on oxygen. Still can't breathe. Like, when I'm sitting down, my oxygen's good. It's like I'm not moving, but like if I get up and try to move, it drops down like really bad. So finally had an X-ray the other day, and a lot of scar tissue, and there's still a little bit of fluid in my lungs. So he told me I was going to be on oxygen for at least 3 more weeks. Keep telling everybody, I was like, man, this infection ain't something to mess around with, especially for the people that get the worst end of it. The nurses every day would, like, when I finally was out of the coma, they would, like, literally come and write me notes on the glass window, because, you know, they couldn't, it took them forever to get in the room, like, if I needed something, because they had to hurry up, they had to go through a process of putting all their protective stuff on. But the nurses were wonderful there. And, I mean, if I could say something, I would love to tell them thank you, you know? Like, I appreciate everything they did. I feel like I was at home, because, you know, I wasn't allowed to see my family, and, like, I couldn't remember nobody's phone numbers. I didn't have my phone. I couldn't talk to my family unless they called.
What do you want to say to the people that say this is a hoax and it's not real?
Just want to tell them it's not true. I thought it was fake too before I got it, and I learned my lesson.
Wow.
Keep up. Everybody needs to like actually believe in that. It's not fake.